Hey guys, 11D10 here and welcome to an Escape from Tarkov video. This is going to be a really basic overview of the game for beginners. With the wipe coming up next week or this week, I wanted to just put some quick tips together for some new folks. So if you're experienced, you're probably not going to see anything new here. So just give you a heads up on that at the start. Let's get right into it. So the first things first, you got the Escape from Tarkov screen, and in here you've got the choice between a Scav and a PMC. Your Scav is a temporary character. Every time you select a Scav, you have a different loadout. It's got a different name, but it does have permanent stats. So if you play your Scav every time on cooldown and build up your stats, it will get better technically, but you'll have a different loadout each time. Every item that spawns on your Scav is a found in raid item. So if your Scav spawns with a Blackrock rig, for example, which is very rare, but it is a quest item that you need later in the game, the Blackrock rig will be found in raid. If you escape with that on you, you can then use that found in raid Blackrock rig to hand in for a quest. Same goes for any other items. So the shotguns or Salawas or any other pieces that you might need for a quest, if they spawn on your Scav character and you escape with that item, it can be handed in for a quest. PMC is your main character, as it says right here. Your permanent character, anything you perform on this character will go towards your stats, your stash total, your quest progress, etc. So the first quick tip is regarding armored rigs and body armor. So you might not know right away if you're starting off the difference between an armored rig and a regular armor, and you might get caught up looting someone if you're not able to figure out what's going on. So this M1 is an armored rig. It's got an armor level here, 42.5 out of 47.5, and what you cannot wear a body armor with an armored rig. So if I try and wear this slick armor, it's not going to work because it says tactical M1 rig is blocking this slot. So if you're trying to loot quickly and you're trying to put on, you're wearing your armor and you're trying to put on some guy's rig, it's not going to work. So you got to choose between keeping your armor and maybe putting the rig in your backpack, or dumping your armor for insurance coming back the next day and putting on the armored rig. Generally, whichever one has the higher durability or is the better class. You'll get to know which is which as you play the game more, but ultimately, if you're trying to put on an armor when you're wearing a rig, or vice versa, it's going to give you that error. Second quick tip I want to look at is just for your health and your body parts and how they get damaged. So if you get shot in the left arm and it goes to 0 out of 60, you will lose the limb, becomes blacked out. It can also be fractured, as can your legs. It can be fractured or blacked out. So if a limb is blacked out, it has to be repaired using a specific medical item. So if it's blacked out, you can use a CMS kit, which will repair it to a percentage of its original total. So it comes back at like 1 out of 60, then you have to use a different med to heal it up. It won't be maximum 60 anymore. If it's broken, the CMS kit won't fix it. You'll have to use a splint or a survival 12 kit, so one of these or one of these, or the other single-use splint that you can get, which I believe I have in here. So you'll need a splint to fix a fracture. If your stomach goes black, you're going to dehydrate, so you want to drink your water or get it fixed up real quick. If your legs are fractured or broken, you won't be able to sprint. You can sprint on a painkiller, but it will do continuous damage. Now also, if a limb is blacked out and you get shot in a blacked out limb, it will spread the damage it would have received throughout the rest of your body. So if you get shot in your left arm, it becomes black, then you get shot in your left arm again, you're going to take a percentage of the damage, spread them out around the other parts of your body, which is what eventually ultimately kills you. Next real quick tip is for insurance. So if you're going to go in to a raid and you don't play every day, one thing to note is Prepor will send you returned items in your messenger. So if you have an insured item and it's coming back to you, it'll be in here. You can see insurance return, but the item will expire after a couple of days. So if you don't claim it after 3 days, I think with Prepor, it will expire and you'll say too late. The item's gone and you actually lose it. So you paid for the insurance and you lose it for real. With Therapist, if you change it to Therapist, I believe it's a week, 5 or 7 days. It lasts longer. So if you don't play that frequently, insure with Therapist. It does cost more money, but ultimately you'll keep the item and you won't have to check with Prapor every day to see if your items are back. Quick regarding the hideout, any items you make in the hideout will be regarded as find in raid, which is particularly important for this wipe, as only found in raid items can be sold on the flea market. So things to look out for are the Salawas in the med station, because they're quite commonly used for a starter level quest. You're going to want to look at the intelligence center for found in raid flash drives. You can also look at the lavatory for corrugated hoses that people will need, and also mags cases that people will buy. Nutrition unit also is an important one, is the Wilston cigarettes here. 5 of them come out of 1 Apollo and 1 T. These are both items that are pretty easy to find, whereas the Wilstons are actually quite difficult to find. Alright, so we're in a raid and we're going to look at some quick tips. So Alt-T will check your mag, tells you what ammo's in it and how many bullets are left in the mag approximately. Alt-E and Alt-Q will do a sidestep maneuver. So if you're here, you can sidestep and let go of E and it pops you back in real quick, rather than doing that and then having to do that. Alt-W will let you shoot over. So if you're crouched down behind a barrel, for example, you can shoot over the barrel. Alt-S will let you shoot around a corner. So if I do Alt-S, I can shoot around this corner, as you can see. Now you can only do it in this direction, but it allows you to shoot around corners without exposing yourself, and not a lot of people know that. Pressing R will reload, but double tapping R will do a combat reload, and your mag will generally fly off into the distance. There it is. So if you find that you've lost a mag, you've probably hot reloaded. If you also reload while your rig is full, it won't have any place. It needs to have space for two mags, the one you're putting in and the one you're taking out. So yeah, so if you don't have space, it'll drop it on the ground. Now you can also do Control R, or R and not Control R. Take that back. Hold R and scroll your mouse wheel, and you can see it's picking between. So this is helpful if you have a 50 round drum mag and a few 30 rounders, and you want to make sure you reload the 50 rounder. We're going to go look for a scav so we can show you what loot looks like. Alright, so this is not a normal scav. This is a raider. And it seems that because of the pre-wipe event, even offline is spawning raiders instead of regular scavs. So when you loot someone, you get the search body, press F to search the body, scroll your mouse wheel up and down. One thing that a lot of new players miss is the fact that this screen can be scrolled to see the other pieces. Now, you can Alt left click to equip the item, and you can Control left click to put it in your inventory. So I just Control left click both of those 3 items. He's above me. No, he's coming this way. He's wearing armor. Well, you get to see another tip here. So I just put my mouse over this med and press number 4 to hotkey it to 4. I'm gonna get swarmed by raiders here. This is kind of funny. I didn't bring enough ammo for this. I think he died. He's dead. So that's kind of fun. Anyway, the point I was making is when you loot someone, make sure you scroll down. So there is loot down here. Now you have to search each container and wait till it empties out so that you can see what's in it. Scavs will have lots of things in their pockets, from grenades to keys. In their backpacks they can have labs keys and stuff like that. This guy's got a nice cap. But grenades, again, control left click will automatically equip it to your character. Grenades, if they're on your hotbar, or if they're in your rig or in your pockets, will just be thrown by pressing G. They roll quite a distance, as you can see. You can foobar your throws. If you have broken arms, it actually affects how far your grenades get thrown, so be aware of that. This is an example of an unidentified item, so I could just middle click this and it'll identify it for me. Alt click puts it right on me. So I hear more raiders coming to get me. But that's basically what I was getting at for the loot. If you want to discard item, press delete. It drops it on the ground. There's two of them coming behind me now. Here he comes. One behind me, one in front of me. So, I didn't expect to have raiders in that offline PvE game, but, and I didn't prepare myself for it. But looting is definitely something you want to get used to doing quickly, so control left click, alt left click, searching the pieces that you want, identifying a body from a distance. So if you can see a body, it looks like it doesn't have any gear on it, it's not worth looting. Identifying, you know, what looks like a really heavily geared player with nice loot on him and making it worth your while running across the map to get to him. That kind of stuff. So hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I'll try and get some more tips and tricks out there, but hopefully these will help you in the new wipe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.